Alright everybody, welcome back. My name is LC and today we are here with another Marvel Mystic Mayhem video. In today's video we're going to be breaking down the best artifacts that are currently in the game, or at the time of the beta, because the game isn't out yet and the beta isn't live as well. So basically I'm just going to be talking over what I think are the best artifacts that are again in the beta currently. And we're going to go from there. I'm probably getting like my best top 3 choices anyway, not like just the best one, because there actually are a few that are pretty good, but yeah, just essentially like the best 3, maybe the best 5. But anyways, I want to thank all of you guys for watching, whether you're old, new viewers, or subscriber. I appreciate it all the same. And now let's get into the breakdown. So first things first, we have the Crimson Gem. The wearer gains 1 stack of Crimson Mark after they use a skill up to 3 stacks. Crimson Mark consumes all stacks of the wearer's heal, and the wearer heals 10% of the max HP for every consumed stack after they use the ultimate move. I think this is a pretty good artifact, especially with the healing it has. But I think it might be better used with Juggernaut, because he does have like Sidorak, like infused abilities, right? So I think him using this is pretty good. Technically anyone can use it, right? But like in terms to like max it out to its most potential, I think Juggernaut will probably do really well with it. And also getting like the healing 10% of HP too. I think is it per stack or all stacks, excuse me. It's still nice anyway. Like healing regardless is fine. Juggernaut doesn't really have any healing that's in his kit, you know what I mean? So having that would be pretty good. I don't think it's my favorite artifact, but it still is pretty nice to have. So moving on to the Eye of Agamotto, it's pretty simplistic. Gains 1 mana at the start of battle and another 1 mana for every 12 seconds. I think this is pretty good in terms of I think the Eye of Agamotto is pretty good in terms of, you know, getting enough, well, as it does, getting enough mana and like generating like enough power so you use your power moves, or I guess, or your special skills frequently. I think this being paired up with the right like highlights too, or maybe another artifact will work in your benefit. As for the character, you could give it Doctor Strange, not just because of the Eye of Agamotto, but like there are some parts of Doctor Strange's kit where like it could help him out essentially, or if you have a different highlight, which I'll get into a little bit later, that can help him out exponentially. But for the most part, it's a simplistic artifact. But out of like all of the, I guess, gold artifacts, I do think it's probably top 3, just because of how easy it is to like control or use. You know what I mean? There's nothing much you really have to do to like use it to its fullest ability. You just have to like just play, you know what I mean? Because you get mana at the start of the battle, then you get it for every 12 seconds, right? So either way, you're getting 2 regardless, 2 extra mana. So I think it's good to have. Best character for probably Doctor Strange in my opinion, but again, you can use it for anybody. So next up we have the Dark Hold. Increases the wearer's ultimate move damage by 32%. So where do I rank this? I think it's like it's beneath the Eye of Agamotto, because it's good, but all it really does is increases the ultimate damage percentage, like the damage of it, which isn't bad inherently, but like there are some artifacts that do more. So in my opinion, this would be best for like Scarlet Witch, because again, her crit and her damage overall is literally insane, and if you use this artifact with it, you know, you're gonna do even more damage with your ultimate move, right? But I think in terms of like the grasping of every single artifact in the game, I think it's okay. I don't think it's great, but I think it's okay for the most part. It's again, it's decent, but like it's not gonna do too much in terms of like passive. It will still give you like your damage boost and whatnot, because like it has like stats on it. But like other than that, you know what I mean? Like it's gonna be all right. I mean, I'm sure like if you get dupes on it and like you level it up, or I mean awaken it, I mean, it'll increase the damage out, the ultimate damage output, excuse me, because you're awakening the move and you're increasing the percentage rate. But yeah, I mean, base stats is okay, but yeah, for the most part, it's a decent artifact. It's not my favorite, but like it's pretty good. Next thing up we have is Stormbreaker. Increases the wearer's basic attack damage by 40%. Now, this is good, right? It's good, and again, with Awakenings, you'll make it even better. But you have to find the right character. Well, use it on anyone. I put it on, I think I gave it to Armor, because her Armor's damage is like alright, but like I wanted her to do more damage. So you can use it for anybody, and they'll do some pretty decent damage with it. It's nothing too like simplistic. It's nothing too crazy or like too hard to understand. It's just like a damage increase essentially. So it's pretty fine for the most part. I wouldn't put it in the top 3. Not to say like it's not like a good artifact to have. It is, but there's just better. And I'll save the other 2 because I have the Eye of Agamotto at number 3. There are at least another 2 artifacts that actually I will scale where they're at for 1 and 2, but at the end of the video. But yeah, anyways, Stormbreaker, pretty good. It can be better. Do I think it's better than the Darkhold? A little bit, probably because it increases basic damage. Not to say that ultimate move damage is bad, but like, I think in terms of the long run, you want basic damage to be kind of the forefront of your damage, if that makes sense. Moving on, we have Sling Ring. I honestly think Sling Ring is probably one of the best artifacts in game, but I'm not gonna say it's like top 3. For like purple rarity, sure, I'll put it number 1, but like in terms of all the artifacts, I don't think so, but it's really freaking good. And also of course paired up with the right character anyway. So the wearer gains a shield equal to 22.5% of the max HP when their HP is below 50%, once per battle. And that does seem pretty, simplistic, but when you are paired up with the right character, and by the right character, I do mean armor, you essentially, I'm not saying you live forever, but you can live a pretty long time, because how armor works, armor does have a special move where she's able to gain shield for herself whenever she is able to use it, right? And let's just say you're in a predicament where you fall below 50% of your health. This Sling Ring will come in clutch, right? It will come in clutch. And if you have good defensive and like armor stats already, like your shield essentially is not going to go down too easily. It's going to take a little bit to get it down. And if you have healing on your side, like Doctor Strange or Sleepwalker, Man-Thing, you can heal back Armor's health, and you can still gain your shields from Armor's special moves, right? So it could just keep the shields going. You can keep it going up and up and up. It's just so good. And if you pair this with the right highlight too, I'm pretty sure, I forget which one it is, but there's a highlight that gives you shields after you use an ultimate move, I think. It's just like chef's kiss. It's perfect. It's perfection. I love it because I think it comes in so clutch, like a lot of the time, because sometimes it's just like you get very overwhelmed and like you just get swamped with enemies, and you need something to keep you alive. And honestly, the Sling Ring will do it. It will honestly help you out. So next up, we have Shield Flight Pack. Increases the wearer's attack speed by 44% for 10 seconds after they use a skill or ultimate move. Yes, this was the artifact I was thinking of, but I couldn't remember in the doppelganger video. I was like, dang, I wish they have like an attack speed for an artifact. I was like, I'm sure they do. I just forget. And sure enough, I did forget. It's the Shield Fight Back. So this one, in my opinion, I think is good. This is mainly for characters you want or benefit off of attack speed. So like characters like Doppelganger. By 44%, too, is actually really good. And if you increase or awaken this artifact, this will probably do, like, you will probably get some really good attack speed. And again, like Doppelganger already has attacking speed buffs, right? So all you really need to do is just put this on. I don't think you really need to upgrade it if you want to, dude. Like it would just be like so good for I want to see it. I'm surprised I haven't put it on him, because he will probably benefit so much of attack even quicker. Like, oh man, I'm so mad that I didn't do it. But yeah, honestly, decent artifact. I think the main character will benefit off this is Doppelganger, excuse me. But again, you can put it on any character essentially, but you really want to put on a character who benefits from attack speed. So I'm thinking maybe Lady Bullseye, Doppelganger, of course, Psylocke, maybe. Fun Spider-Man, sure. Like, Spider-Man's very iffy in this game, but I'll get into that in like another video. But yeah, I think those 3 characters, maybe Misty Knight too. Maybe Scarlet Witch. Yeah, maybe like those 5 characters, I think, essentially. Next up, we have Midnight Gun. Increases the wearer's crit damage by 21.6%. You guys already know who I'm giving this to, Scarlet Witch. Simple as that. Scarlet Witch, because Scarlet Witch's crit damage is insane. Like, I think this paired up with the Darkhold would be pretty cool. Because if you increase the crit damage and you use Wanda's special move, which increases her crit damage for a certain amount of time, and then use her ultimate, you're doing damage. You are doing damage. Like, you're hitting hard. Like, it's gonna be that's very kind. Granted, again, this artifact can go to anybody, as all of them can. But I think this will probably work best with Scarlet Witch. Maybe Scarlet Witch. Lady Bullseye probably, Misty Knight definitely, maybe Psylocke too. I think those are my contenders for Midnight Gun, honestly, because again, Midnight Gun is really powerful if used correctly. But those 4 characters do really benefit off of crit buffs for themselves, right? So I think definitely put this artifact on those 4 characters. Now moving on to the Hand Shuriken, or Shuriken, however you guys want to pronounce it. Increases the wearer's crit rate by 14.4%. Same thing as last time. Same characters too, honestly. I think this is, well, even though this is like kind of from Lady Bullseye, essentially, like it's kind of for her too. But again, so Scarlet Witch, you know, Psylocke, Misty, you know, Lady Bullseye, like all those characters will benefit off of that. Again, crit rate. The only problem is, not really problem, but like you can't have 3 like artifact slots, right? It's only 2, so you can put the crit rate. You can put the Head Shuriken with the Midnight Gun. Let's say for like Scarlet Witch, right? You have a lot of crits going off, but like your ultimate won't benefit off the Darkhold artifact because you don't have that, you know, the artifact equipped. Or you can switch it around, put the Darkhold one. So you might not have a lot of crit rate going, or you might have not a lot of crit damage going. So it's honestly up to you how you want to build it. But I think the Midnight Gun and Hand Shuriken will benefit off of each other because you're increasing both of them, the crit rate and the crit damage at the same time. But again, it's like the only thing is like the ultimate move might not hit, not hit as hard, because again, if it's Wanda speaking, Wanda will still hit hard regardless of like the artifacts, right? But for another character, it might not hit as hard. But yeah, that's honestly how you want to build it. Me personally, I think if I'm using Wanda, I would just use Midnight Gun and the Hand Shuriken. But if I'm using any other character, I definitely put like a Darkhold and like the Hand Shuriken, just because like you want crit rate to happen, like you want it to happen more frequently, right? So you don't want the crit damage is obviously it's a good thing to have, and it's obviously essential. But I think having it happen more often than not is better than having like the damage output, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Alright, next up we have is Extremis. Increases the wearer's attack by 8% and defense increases by 8% when their HP is below 50%. It's a pretty standard artifact. Can be equipped on anybody for the best character to use it on. I don't know. Like, again, you can use it for anybody, essentially. You can use it for Spider-Man, Hulk, anybody. Maybe Armor could benefit off of it because it does increase the defense, or like maybe any tanking character like Hulk, Swamp Thing, Man Thing, Juggernaut too, because you're increasing the defense, increasing attack, right, below 50%, so that could benefit them in any regard, right? But for the most part, yeah, it's iffy. It's honestly iffy. Again, it's decent, but again, any character can have it, and I think it's not really character specific compared to the other ones I've listed before, right? So it's very iffy. Next up, we have the Undriarn, or Undriarn. I can never pronounce it. Ever since I saw this name, I was like, bro, what is this? I was like, so confused. All allies take 12% less damage after 10 seconds. All allies take 12% less damage for 10 seconds after the wearer uses their ultimate move. Again, pretty simplistic. Increasing defense down is pretty cool. I guess you want to give it to a character who can get their ultimate move quick and up and running. So Doctor Strange is one, Lady Bullseye is another, but it's okay. It's just like the only thing that's not really bad about it. Well, it's not bad, but it's like the effect only takes place when you get to use an ultimate move. So like it's not like it's not like you have to wait on it. You know what I mean? And I guess you can make the same argument for like if you fall below 50% for some artifacts too, that can be kind of detrimental. But like it's like the takeaway is much better when you fall below 50% because you get like, let's say, a shield, or like you get like extra damage buffs and defense buff. But like this, you take less damage for 10 seconds, which isn't bad inherently. But yeah, this one's just okay for me. Okay, next up we have is Avengers ID card. Increases all allies attack by 15% for 10 seconds after the wearer uses their ultimate move. So kind of the same as last time. But I think if you pair these two together, the one before and the Avengers ID card, then you could do something serious, because if you take less damage and you gain more damage after the ultimate move, let's say you awaken the artifacts, I'm sure you can get some pretty decent stuff going on. As for the characters to use, again, this could be for anybody, honestly. Maybe Spider-Man want to give it to, or Swamp, or Man Thing. because I mean, Man-Thing does have like buffs for each, well, for different kinds of characters. I think it's because of his highlight, but I'm not sure. Yeah, again, it's like the last one. It's decent, but like I think paired up with the last one, it'll probably be really good. But on its own, it's okay. It's good, but it's okay. Next up, we have is Gamma Mutagen. Increases the wearer's energy generation by 21.6%, and of course, if you awaken it, you know, you obviously get more percentage for the energy generation. You could use this for Doctor Strange, with the right amount of, or with the right highlight and with the right other artifact, which I'll get into later. You could get his ultimate off pretty quickly, and well, same with his special moves too. Like you could get things going like at a quick rate. I didn't use this often, not because I didn't want to, but like the artifact I already had and like the highlight, just like it made these already easy enough. Like I didn't test it, but like I honestly should have, because like I wanted to see how quickly you could like gain it, but like in due time. Okay, next up we have his Force Field Glove. Increases the wearer's HP by 10.8%. It's pretty basic. It's just an HP increase, which is good, but like it's a basic artifact. It's an HP increase, so put it on anybody who you would like. So just put it on anybody on who you would like. Honestly, it was a low. If it's a character with not a lot of health, or yeah, whatever the case may be, then yeah, give it to them. Or if you want to give it to your strongest character, you could too. But like, there's no point if their health is already fine, right? So I guess just give it to somebody who really needs like a health boost. Okay, now we have Unstable Molecules. Increases the wearer's attack by 10.8%. Same as the last time. Again, put it on anybody who you want to. It doesn't really matter. If they're lacking in attack, then give it to them. If you want them to do more attack, then give it to them. Again, it's all up to you. The lower half of the artifacts, again, I'm really subjective. Like you put them on like any character. Again, you can make the same argument for any artifact, but like these ones in particular, like throw them on anyone. Now we have Asgard Shield, same as the other two, like just throw them on whoever you want to. I gave this initially to Armor because defensive character, you know, just give extra defense, and honestly it's done pretty well for me. But again, yeah, throw it on whoever you want to. So at number 3 we did have Eye of Agamotto. Now at number 2 we have Gungnir. I can't pronounce that. Maybe I can't pronounce it. I don't know. It increases the wearer's skill damage by 35%. Now you might think that's kind of mid because it's just a skill increase. But if this is paired up with the right highlight or the right character, aka Scarlet Witch, this could do some pretty dangerous things. So Scarlet Witch has, again, like I said earlier, Scarlet Witch has the ability to increase her crit rate with her special move, and she does have a blade move, which is just like basically almost like a one-shot move. And I'm just thinking, if you pair this with Scarlet Witch, like you give her something other, like an attack or a crit rate, like artifact, anything in the between, like it'll just do so much damage. Again, it can't go for anybody, but it'll just do so much damage. It'll be freaking insane, and I want to see it. I didn't get a chance to grab this artifact or the one after this one because the drop rate for it was kind of not as easy to pull. So unfortunately, I didn't get to test it out. But for the most part, like it looks pretty, like it looks dastardly. In my mind, I can see it like be pretty good. That's why it's at number 2. But like I haven't tested it, so like it's at number 2. But like I guess like when the game launches, I'll have to see because it might change. But for so far, it's number 2 in my opinion. Again, can go on any character, but for my personal choice, you know, Scarlet Witch, it can be Lady Bullseye, Doppelganger too. Like he could really cook off this as well. Like again, you have a few options, but in my opinion, it's Scarlet Witch 100%. And now, lastly, we have, in my personal opinion, probably the best artifact in game. And this is Cosmic Cube. Grants 40 ultimate energy for the wearer and a random ally after the wearer uses a skill. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And this is not limited. This is, well, for the most part, it seems unlimited. Granted, it's ultimate energy, but this is unlimited. Now think of it, right? You have Cosmic Cube. You have Eye of Agamotto going on, right? When you gain an extra mana at the start of battle and an extra mana every 12 seconds. You are going to be able to pull off your ultimate very, very quickly because you already got 40 at the start, essentially. Well, not at the start, but like, assuming you can already do your skills at the start of the match, you already have 40, and then it's going up for an ally too. But the main thing really why I'm like tripping out, because like I think this is mainly for Doctor Strange, and I'll tell you why in like 3 seconds. Doctor Strange has a skill where he is able to draw 3 cards from using the skill, and he either choose, well technically 4, but like there's 3 at a time. There is healing, attack up buff to yourself, a defense buff, or defensive debuff to the enemy, and like boosting your ultimate energy, right? But it doesn't stop there. With a certain highlight, after you use a skill, you essentially gain more ultimate energy. So in my mind, the way I'm thinking of it is, once you have this cube and all those artifacts, all those highlights together, you are going to be cooking with Doctor Strange, right? Again, it can work for any character, but the most effective would be for Doctor Strange, because I just explained it, right? So like, think of it, imagine it this way, right? Doctor Strange, he at the start of battle, let's say you start with 0 mana, you already get 1 at the start. Let's say it takes, I don't know how much it costs. I think it might be 1, 2, or 3 mana. I forget how much it costs, but let's just say it costs 1 mana to use the drawing card skill of Doctor Strange, right? You get that, right? You draw the card. You keep in mind, once you use that skill to draw a card, you already like gain the boost from the highlight, right? So ultimate energy already up already. Now an extra 40 is going to the ultimate for Doctor Strange, because you use a skill from the Cosmic Cube artifact, and for now you get 1 for an ally too. Now you use that blue card for getting up ultimate energy, and you put it onto yourself, and then you already gain more ultimate energy from using that blue card. So it's like ×2 essentially. By the time that's done, you already have an ultimate, like what, maybe, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds in the battle. You shouldn't have that essentially. It's also the thing, like most ultimates take like maybe, I don't know, 30 timer counts in battle. I'm just guessing. You shouldn't be able to get your like I'm just estimating my brain, because like I haven't tested it, because I didn't have this artifact, but like with the way I'm looking at it right now, right, I can envision in my mind, you could probably get an ultimate off with Doctor Strange 10 seconds or under if everything goes well according to plan. For other characters, it's a little more convoluted, because not everyone is able to use that highlight that I'm talking about, because there are class specific, not like artifacts. Artifacts are for everybody, but highlights are class specific. So you can, in a way, like get your ultimate move off quicker for anybody, but like the most effectively is for Doctor Strange. Like I'm just picturing it, and it's getting me so like excited, because like I already know like how it's gonna work. This is honestly like a killer. Like it might not look like much, but like once you test it out and you just get the rotation going, dude, you're gonna have ultimate energy for days. And the thing is, Doctor Strange's ultimate move is just it's a healing move essentially, right? But healing comes in clutch a lot in this game, right? So you're gonna want like you're gonna want to get the ultimate move off very, very quickly. And again, I'm ignoring a big factor here. This artifact, you gain 40 ultimate energy for an ally too, and a random ally of course, but like you still get it off quickly. And if you pair it with Lady Bullseye or Scarlet Witch, either way you're doing damage, bro. Like you're doing fine, you're doing great. So man, that is my reason as to why it's #1. But that is it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what your favorite artifacts are in the game, or what artifacts you guys would like to try when the game officially releases. Stay tuned for the best highlight video that will be dropping pretty soon. I think I'll cover it tomorrow, but like I might be a little busy, so I'm not 100% sure. But just in case, just be prepared. And also be prepared for a tips guide video about the game too. That will come probably next week. Yeah, because I need time to really build that up. Like I know what to do, but like I gotta like mentally prepare. I already have all the footage recorded from the beta, right? But like I gotta like piece it together and like voice it over. It's gonna take a whole heap of time. I gotta lock in for that one. So pray for me about that one. But yeah, anyways, that being said, my name is LC. Have an amazing day. God bless, and I'll catch you all in the next Marvel Mystic Mayhem video.